Hi guys, welcome to another episode on the Budget Mini Clubman. Right, so we've done the doorstep, we've done as much as the inner seal as possible. It's time to get that floor pan out. I'll spin you around now and I'll show you what we've got regarding floor pan left. Some of it looks like surface rust, but and we'll drag out the other panel and see how far we can get with it really, how much of it we can replace. So let's go and look at the car now. Right, so this is the driver's side floor pan. We've done all our doorstep repairs. So my original plan was I was just going to cut along there and keep all this, but this is where that repair is. You can see it running there and goes up, and that's what sort of the original inner seal's there, and they've just slapped this and curved it. So I think it all should come out, to be honest, as far as I can get back to this box section and go along there. From doing the repair on the inner seal, I know that inside here is nice, so I'm not going to go too mad with that. All of this is good and solid, and yeah, we'll do the best we can with it, I think. So I think I might chip away some more of this sound deadening, just so it doesn't clog up the pads cutting it or risk notching the pad, and let's get it out. Like I mentioned in the previous episode, this has vague remnants of numbers, and I think it's like a factory tag, but from the early cars I thought it was over on the passenger side. So drop in the comments below if you've ever seen an 80s Mini with a sort of a dealership or a factory tag there. So right, let's get cracking, let's get cutting and see how far we get. Right, so bring you back in. So along here, it's a bit surface rust. If you'd seen my Club & State video I did, I replaced this bit of the section, but to be honest, I'll have a proper look at it. I'm going to get a wire drill out, have a look. But this part of the floor is really good. Just like water rusty marks where the water sat between it. So all of that's come out, and it looks like whoever's done the repair previously has put like this rubber. It's almost like chewing gum. It's horrible. Let's put that on this section of the floor. It's all here, look. So my original plan was to line the new floor up with the flutes here and not put the hole, not come right back here. Yeah, I'm not too sure what to do. So I think what I might do is I'm going to cut out this awful repair, all of that, because I know my floor pan comes up to that, pick it off the toe board, you see the sealant's there, and go from there and see what we've got to play with, and I'll wire wheel that lot back to see if we need to go any further with it. Hopefully we won't. Hopefully it'll be fine, but yeah, glad to get that off. That came off really easily. Literally chisel and a hammer. Other good method is get your heat gun out. It just rips it off with a heat gun. It's really good, but obviously it starts getting really sticky and messy, but it's all pretty easy. So anything that's been on the car since it was new, it's not too bad really, is it? So it's weird now, it just breaks up. Right, I thought I'd just bring you guys back into this because I found it pretty interesting. In the corner there's obviously some surface rust where that bung's been. If you'd watched the 89 build, you'd understand my dislike for those bungs. This will be at the same treatment, all the holes welded up. But what I found really interesting is, you can see at the back there's a bit of sealant missing there. Now I've just pulled that off because I thought I'll go in that corner and just get the rest of the sound deadening off. Previous owners got all of it off apart from that floor pan that I've just took it out of. There's a nut in the sealant. Now that's factory sealant. Do you think British Leyland lost a nut? Oh, sorry, that just made me chuckle. There was a nut, and underneath of it, well, to the side of it, was a little washer. But that's actually submerged in the sealant, which is factory to that toe board. I thought I'd just share that with you guys. I just thought that was quite amusing. So, how many nuts and bolts was my car missing when it left the factory? Mad? Right, so that's the main bulk, mainly of the poor repairs out, and you can see what I mean where they folded a patch round, because that's something I was originally going to keep, but it looks an absolute mess, so it's going. So I will probably put a bit of the flitch panel in as well. I'll make that. Cut all this out, and I'm going to try and find the spot welds along there, take that lot out, and be left with the toe board, a bit like how we were in the 89 build if you followed along with that. If you think I've taken it out in a bit of a weird way, basically I've tried to keep everything that's solid at the moment, and I'll see how the new panel fits before taking out any original steel, because my experience with new panels is normally really poor profiles and stuff. So I'm going to keep a bit of this, and if this has to go, and we'll put the whole pan in the front. The new floor pan comes up to about here, so I've left this for now, but because it's rusty it probably will go, and I'll bring the new pan up and weld it along the exhaust tunnel. So, but for now, let's get that out, all that sealant, all that crap, all the rest of this out, and I'll bring you guys back in when I've done that. But here's the panel itself. You can see the really poor repair that it's actually had now. So someone's welded up, or welded over. Oh, they've welded up the 2 factory holes it would have had. There's the other one, I think. But yeah, this awful panel over the top of it there. You see the profile of the original floor underneath. There's your jacking point. So yeah, obviously this is just fit for the bin. So that'll be going. So that's that bit out. I'll make a pile. Let's start chopping. Right, so I feel like things got a little bit out of hand there. I didn't film me cutting all this out because you guys don't need to see that. The floor pan's obviously from factory, it's one pressing. So your new panel, you'll get the basic shape of what you need. So all I've done is I've unpicked the floor off the toe board, which is really good and solid. I'm really chuffed at that, because if you remember on the 89 build, I had to repair both sides with whole new like ledges, like the bit that's bent down, I had to replace both of them. Properly decent and solid. I'm really happy with that. I haven't cut this little corner bit off that you'll see there yet. I want to see how far the floor pan comes up, because it's one of them, when you're taking it out, it's a bit harder to replace it than just welding to it. The door steps taking a bit of a battering. The spot welds weren't playing ball, but they're out, and we can tidy that back and we can repair that, so I'm not too stressed about that. But for now, I thought I'd chuck this in and have a look and see where we're up to. So that's not too bad a fit really. Obviously all that needs beating back, that needs to be pushed down, the whole thing goes like that. The floor does come up to that section, so I will take that section out and put the new steel in. Obviously there's our new inner seal, perfect along there, so once it's sat at the right height, I'll probably cut this ledge off here, I don't need that. I'll most likely cut along there and marry it up that way. And then there you go, there's a spare bit of steel for your next project. So going on from that, I think the next point of call will be continue to get the rest of this floor out, dress all this back, and then try and start cutting this to shape. I am a bit lost of what to do with this. It looks a mess, and I think if I have this car on the road knowing that's like that, it will do my head in. There's rust between rust, so I'm going to see what scrap steel I have, and like I said, I wanted to get better at making panels, but obviously this is another thing. So what I'll probably do is I'll cut it out, so up here and come down, and then this is the original panel, this is fine. I'll take this out, I'll probably cut it all the way out there, and I'll put a whole piece in that. I'm not sure when I'm gonna, I think I'll cut it there now, but I think I'll do this repair once the floor's in. I don't want to take too much out. You could argue I should brace the car, but the back half of this is solid now. The door step's absolutely rock solid. I'm checking the door all the time, but for me, if you cut this completely out, yes, you'd need to brace it. Obviously, you'd brace it before you even cut that out. But no, I'm not worried about the geometry of it or anything like that at the moment. The car's up on its side and it's sat quite nice. It's quite sturdy. It's not like it's going to move or anything. So yeah, I'm going to get this little ledge out here that I was going to leave, but I personally don't see the point now. We've got that corner out, and then let's get cracking. So yeah, I'll cut this out and I'll get back to you guys and seeing how well this fits. I do think a lot of the fitting of this is hindered by that, so we'll see how far we get. We might have to just chop that out. So believe it or not, it feels good just to get rid of the metal out of it, because it's the rust gone, and then whatever's it's only going to get better from there. So don't get disheartened cutting your car up. To be honest, I find it quite a fun part, getting rid of all the rubbish. This was the bit that was sat over the original inner sill, and you can see how they've not even prepped that at all. It's rusty. And this here, it's got the shiny black on it, was what was left of the inner sill, and they've just welded that over there. So in the scrap bin it goes. So let's get the rest of this cut out and try and get this fitting a little bit better. Right guys, bring you back in. The floor is now sat in place very, very roughly. That is not the finished article, but I braved it and I took that section out there. It was a mess. It would annoy me. It's something that I sort of thought, well, if it's solid, I'll leave it. I'll grind it back and properly finish it, but no, it's a load of rubbish. Doesn't come across properly on the video, but there is 3 pieces of steel there, and the sheer weight of just that I've cut out is ridiculous. So look at the state of that. It had to go. Yes, we're on a budget, but for another piece of steel, we're doing this properly. That is a joke. So yeah, I don't know who put that in, but that's an absolute mess. It's probably one of your typical MOT repairs. So yeah, it got worse. The rust came back because they didn't cut it out, so they slapped a new piece on. So that's in the bin as well. There's all our scrap metal. What a mess. So you can sort of see under here now where I'm at. I think I'm going to take this out as well. I was going to leave it because this part is really good on the car, and you know what I'm like, I don't want to cut out stuff that doesn't need cutting out. You can see there, like, that's our new inner sill. It's obviously going to be nice and new, and I was just going to sort of cut the floor pan, but I think I'm just going to cut it straight and put the whole pan in. New steel versus old steel, I suppose, but this, there's a bit of surface rust on it there. Nope, it's going. Let's cut it. Stop being stupid. It's getting cut out. So we're going to cut that out, put this whole pan in. Obviously we need to tidy all these edges back. I'll chop the floor pan to suit, but underneath there just needs to get rid of that surface rust along there. But I do apologise for the light. It's going to look good when it's in. So you can see how much of it there I've had to cut out. So what I'll do is I'll just make a new piece to go in there and then wrap it back around there. So definitely the right decision, because yeah, that was a mess. Right, I think that calls it I think for this episode. Right guys, I think that calls it for that episode. I hope you can appreciate where I've got to. It does take a bit of time. This was obviously again filmed over a few evenings, and I spare hours when I get them. The rust's out, that's the main thing. The door step's been repaired in the previous episode, and once you get rust out, I feel like you can see a bit more light at the end of the tunnel. So I think I'm going to go ahead like I've just shown you under the car. I do apologise for the poor light. I'm going to cut that piece out and I'm going to put the whole pan in. I think to have the new steel in there, the fact it's cost us £10, we might as well put it in. Right, so we need to add some hours to the board now. We've obviously not spent anything yet. Again, I've had a few comments that I'm not including consumables. I can't physically keep track of every single consumable I use because I've got multiple cars. But what I will do is, if I can achieve my target of this car at the end, obviously you guys follow me over spends, is I'll put my rough figure of what I've done by splitting my consumable products up, and I'll let you know. But if you're tackling one of these cars yourself, you're gonna have to buy these things. It's like putting fuel in your car if you're gonna use it. You've got to buy your discs, you've got to buy your primers, and that is all up to you really how much you want to spend on that. eBay is very good for your discs. You can buy bulk loads of them in one go. Primer is very good prices on eBay as well. Get chatting to your local paint suppliers, they can get you good primers. It doesn't have to cost the world, but I do appreciate that is another factor, but it's quite hard for me to break that down. So we're focusing on getting a shell to a painted stage, so panels and the cost of the car and the cost of the materials I'm going to try to include from the paint. So I think I'm going to come in on budget still. I've not found anything I didn't know about. That's annoying me, that flitch panel that we've just found. But at the end of the day, you find stuff like this in builds, and it's another piece of steel you just have to chop up, make fit. So hour-wise, I'm going to add the time on for my doorstep repairs, and I'm going to add on time that we've spent today. So we're going to be at 21 hours. Appreciate it's a bit small for you guys to read, but we're at 21 hours now in total working on this car, and still 590 spends. So like I mentioned, hopefully these front panels come available to me, but it's going to take a massive hit to the budget, and I'm not looking forward to that. If you guys are tackling your builds at home, Christmas is coming up. Ask for your panels for your Christmas. Wait for your January sales, get your money in there, and you're going to get some good deals. So I can't give you any more advice than that, and keep your eyes open and wait for the sales. So thanks again for watching. It's a bit of a rust fighting episode again, but you have to cut up to get your progress. So thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. If you did want to have a chat, or if you've got a build you've got going on, or you're thinking of buying, give me a good message over Instagram. I'll try and get back to you guys. I do get a few messages, and I do apologise if I don't get back to all of you. But I'm happy to advise, or if you think it's not worth doing, I can let you know if it is. I'm only going to my personal views, but I know a lot of people, when this came up for sale, didn't feel particularly interested in buying it. I don't understand why. It was almost my Instagram page. The price was good, and I think maybe because it's already a strip shell, people get put off. But that's enough for me waffling. Catch you again soon, guys, where we try and get this floor fitted once and for all. See ya.